Yeah, and Danny Amendola came out yesterday, Monday on First Things First, and he talked about the Patriot Way and talked about how you look up the Patriot Way, you see Tom Brady's picture in the dictionary. I'm paraphrasing him. And a couple weeks ago, I think on the first episode I did of the NFL Hour, I talked about the Patriot Way being dead because there is no Patriot Way without Bill and Tom together. And I felt a little good to hear Danny Amendola say that, but it kind of sounds like Danny Amendola is the bitter ex.
Yeah, my question for Danny Amendola is, how does Tom Brady's dick taste? Because that's all I heard from that interview. Because Tom Brady made this man's career. If it wasn't for those 4 years, 5 years, whatever it was that he was in New England, he would be out of the league by now. When he was playing in St. Louis, he was trash. He became something as a slot receiver for Tom Brady. Since he left, he played for Miami and Detroit. What's he done?
Right.
I'll wait. Nothing.
Right. And I think that's the effect that Tom has. Tom, for most of his career, has played with guys you'd never heard of. The biggest guy that we know that he's played with is God damn, I can't think of his name now.
Moss?
Yeah, Randy Moss. And obviously he's made a name for Julian Edelman, but those guys aren't huge superstars. You know, the players that Tom Brady played with for the past 2-3 years, I wouldn't necessarily call superstars. He makes players better. And I guess if
N'Keal Harry's going to be a star?
Who?
N'Keal Harry?
I don't think so. I think he's just I don't know if he'll be in the league here pretty soon because he's just not doing much.
He's not doing anything.
Right. So.
Yeah, man. I get being a Brady fan. I get supporting your guy. But at some point, you got to have some dignity and some self-respect. And like the whole comment that Amendola said, and again, I agree to a certain extent, but he's like, oh, yeah, well, the coaches, they were there, spend all their time putting us in the right positions, but they don't throw the ball. Well, do you know how many coaches don't put their players in the right positions? Like, look at Detroit where you went. They're a godforsaken franchise. Like, God has not looked at them since I don't know, ever. Like they get a sprinkling of talent and it goes to waste. You ruined two of the greatest players at their positions careers with Barry Sanders and Megatron. Like, Barry played 10 years, Megatron played 9 years. It's like, nah, bro, I just don't want to play the game anymore because I'm in Detroit.
Yep, it's a meat grinder.
Amendola has scored 2 touchdowns since he left the New England Patriots.
Jesus Christ.
He scored 12 as a member of the New England Patriots. Yeah, that has something to do with Tom Brady, but you also got to consider 2 of those years he played in Detroit with Matt Stafford, who just got a king's ransom from the LA Rams because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So how is it that guy who is one of the best quarterbacks out there that they're willing to part with so many freaking draft picks for, and then he couldn't even find Amendola in the end zone? You know, he's only got like 1,500 yards since he left New England receiving. That's not just a quarterback making that difference. That's coaching. That's, the Patriot way, if you want to call it that, by doing the right thing, putting your players where they're supposed to be, knowing the game plan, knowing how to run your routes. He lost that when he left New England.